The Ship of Fools, Episode 59, A Boatload of Crazy, Orders from Above. The Shadow Quest drifted in a quiet star lane, its engines humming with the low, contented purr of a ship enjoying a rare moment of peace. That peace evaporated the moment Admiral Garrick's hologram materialized on the bridge. Her posture was rigid, her expression carved from granite, the look she wore when she was about to assign them something unpleasant. "Commander Banning," she said, "you are to escort the UHS Nightingale to the Helios Rehabilitation Station." Moxie's eyebrows rose. "The Nightingale? The giant medical transport ship?" Garrick nodded once. 40 decks, 12,000 personnel, and one sealed high-security deck containing the galaxy's most dangerous high-risk offenders. Snipes made a noise somewhere between a gasp and a squeak. "Offenders as in—" Garrick continued without mercy. "Augmented criminals, rogue telepaths, cybernetic warlords, experimental subjects too unstable for standard containment." Snipes ducked behind his console. "I don't want to go." Garrick ignored him. "The Nightingale suffered a recent cyber attack. They need escort protection. And some of the offenders on Deck 32 are individuals you personally brought to justice." Snipes screamed. The UHS Nightingale loomed ahead like a drifting moon, a gleaming white titan with docking bays large enough to swallow the Shadow Quest whole. As they approached, the ship's lights flickered, then steadied, as if the vessel were waking from a troubled sleep. "Power fluctuations," Aurora observed. "Minor but unusual." Snipes muttered, "The ship is haunted." They docked with a metallic thud that reverberated through the Shadow Quest's hull. Inside, the Nightingale was a labyrinth of polished corridors, medical labs, botanical gardens, and recovery wards. Doctors and nurses hurried past, their faces drawn with exhaustion but their movements precise. The air smelled faintly of antiseptic and recycled oxygen. But Deck 32, the sealed deck, was something else entirely. Thick blast doors lined the entrance, reinforced with layers of alloy and energy shielding. Armed guards stood at attention, their eyes scanning every movement. Neural dampeners hummed softly, creating a faint vibration in the air. The lighting was dimmer here, colder, as if the ship itself were wary of what lay beyond. The warden, a stern woman with cybernetic eyes that glowed faintly blue, greeted them with a curt nod. "Welcome aboard," she said. "Deck 32 houses the worst of the worst. Do not engage with the inmates, do not speak to them, do not look at them too long." Snipes whispered, "Can I not look at them at all?" "That is preferred," the warden replied. As they toured Deck 32, Snipes recognized several inmates through the transparent containment barriers. General Travox, the warlord who once tried to sell Snipes on the black market, sat on a bench carved from solid metal, his massive arms folded, his eyes burning with hatred. The Whisper, a rogue telepath capable of manipulating emotions with a glance, paced in slow circles, murmuring to himself, his fingers twitching as if plucking invisible strings. The surgeon, a cybernetic assassin with gleaming implants and a collection of spinal columns etched into his armor, stared at them with a predator's stillness. And Helen Walton, the tactician who nearly outsmarted the entire fleet, lounged in her cell with a smirk, as if she were already planning her next escape. Snipes clung to Banning's arm. "Why are they all here? Why are they all looking at me like I'm the prime rib at an all-you-can-eat buffet?" Moxie smirked. "Because you're the one who helped put them here." Snipes whimpered. It happened during a routine systems check. The lights flickered once, then again, then died. The hum of the engines faltered. The containment field sputtered. The ship plunged into darkness. Every alarm on the Nightingale erupted at once, a deafening chorus of sirens and flashing red lights. Aurora's voice cut through the chaos. "Commander, Deck 32 has been compromised." Banning's jaw tightened. "Compromised how?" Aurora replied, The inmates have taken control of the ship. Snipes screamed. I knew it! I knew this would happen! The criminals moved with terrifying precision. Within minutes, they seized the bridge, the drone control center, the med labs, and the ship's navigation core. Security teams were overwhelmed. Automated defenses were hacked. The Nightingale's vast corridors became battlegrounds. A message broadcast across every deck, the voice, unmistakably, Helen Walton's. We are taking the Nightingale. We are leaving this sector, and we are never going back to prison. The Shadow Quest crew was trapped aboard, cut off from their own ship, surrounded by hostile forces, and outnumbered 100 to 1. Banning exhaled slowly. We need to retake the Nightingale before they reach a populated system. Moxie nodded. Or before they weaponize the medical tech. Snipes added. Or before they find me. They always find me. Deck 32's inmates did not agree on what to do next. General Travox wanted to turn the Nightingale into a mobile fortress, a warship disguised as a hospital. The Whisper wanted to liberate every augmented mind in the galaxy, starting with the Nightingale's staff. The surgeon wanted revenge, specifically on Banning. Helen Walton wanted to sell the ship to the highest bidder, preferably someone who appreciated her genius. Their infighting turned the Nightingale into a maze of flickering lights, malfunctioning medical bots, sealed bulkheads, and improvised traps. Snipes was chased by a surgical drone wielding a bone saw and screamed for 6 straight minutes. Banning, Moxie, Snipes, and Aurora regrouped in a sealed med storage room lit only by emergency lights. We need to disable their control of the ship, Banning said. And restore power to the sealed deck, Moxie added. And re-engage the containment fields, Aurora concluded. Snipes raised a trembling hand. And not die. That part is important. Moxie shrugged. That part is optional. Snipes shrieked. What? They moved through the ship deck by deck, navigating corridors filled with smoke, snipes, and the distant echoes of fighting. Moxie fought her way through a surgical theater, dueling the surgeon with a cauterizing scalpel while dodging robotic arms that tried to assist by amputating her. Banning battled Travox in a cargo bay, trading blows that shook the deck plating. Snipes watched from behind a crate, whispering, Please don't die, please don't die, please don't die. Aurora hacked into the telepath's neural amplifier, turning his psychic attacks into harmless static. Snipes crawled through maintenance shafts, rerouting power while muttering, I hate everything about this mission. Finally, Snipes reached the main power grid. His hands shook as he reconnected the final conduit. The lights surged back to life. The containment fields roared. Deck 32's blast doors slammed shut. The criminals were sealed away once more. The Nightingale was secure. After the crisis, Snipes wandered into a recovery ward in search of a snack dispenser. A nurse spotted him immediately. Oh, you must be one of the escaped offenders? Snipes froze. No, I'm an engineer! She scanned him. Elevated heart rate, dilated pupils, erratic behavior. That's just my personality. 2 orderlies approached with a heavy restraint harness. Snipes screamed, Banning! Moxie! Help! They're trying to commit me! Moxie arrived moments later, laughing so hard she had to lean against the wall. Banning sighed. He's with us. The nurse frowned. Are you sure? We can take him if you want, it's no trouble. Snipes shouted, Yes, they're sure! The orderlies reluctantly backed away. Snipes glared at Moxie. Not a word. Moxie wiped tears from her eyes. Too late. Epilogue. The aftermath. The fleet commended the Shadow Quest for preventing a galaxy-wide catastrophe. The warden thanked them personally, though her cybernetic eyes flickered with irritation at the damage. Snipes refused to visit any hospital for the next decade. Moxie said, We're never escorting anything again. Banning said, We probably will. Aurora said, "Statistically, yes." The Shadow Quest departed, leaving behind a sealed deck of furious criminals and a crew who would never again underestimate the phrase, routine escort mission. End of episode 59. The missions of the Shadow Quest, the Ship of Fools, to be continued.